going to discuss one of the experiment in analog circuit laboratory, that is in the 4th cell, that is design monostable multivibrator using 555 timer. When I say 555 timer, it finds many applications in oscillator circuits. It is acting as a pulse generating circuit. It is acting as a timer. Okay, so timer will be used for the generating the time delays. So this timer, 555 timer, there are two modes of operations. One is astable mode and one more is the monostable mode. So today we are going to discuss about monostable. So monostable multivibrator, it is also known as one-shot multivibrator. Why it is called one-shot multivibrator is monostable, only one active state, that is only one stable state, that is output as low. Whenever we apply the external voltage like trigger, depending upon this trigger, the output which will change from low to high. Again after some time, this high output it comes back to low. Okay, so the one stable state, that is output as low. That is why monostable multivibrator, it is known as one-shot multivibrator. So let us know about the pin diagram of 555 timer. So it is an 8-pin IC. The first pin, which is assigned for ground, and the second pin is assigned for trigger, third pin is output, fourth pin is reset, fifth pin is control voltage, sixth is threshold, seventh pin is discharge, and the eighth pin is VCC. Now, what is there behind this internal diagram of this 555 timer? Why the name 555 is given is this internal block diagram of 555, which is connected as monostable multivibrator. So this internally it consists of 3 resistors, which is of 5 kilo ohm. That is the main reason why it is known as 555 timer. Okay, and apart from that, it consists of 2 comparators, upper comparator, lower comparator, and the output of this comparator is given to the flip-flop, and from the flip-flop it is connected to the output stage. Output stage is nothing but the inverter here, inverter circuit, and from this inverter circuit we are taking the actual output of the 555 timer. And it also includes 2 transistors, that is Q1 and Q2. So Q1 it is for the discharging purpose, discharging capacitor, and Q2 it is for the reset purpose we will be making use of. One is NPN transistor and one more is PNP transistor. Now, so how it is acting as a monostable. And you see here what are the input to this comparator. Input to this comparator plus is nothing but the threshold, 6th pin. Okay, and the next one more input, inverting input, it is from the R circuit, resistor network. That is from this junction we are taking the input to the inverting terminal of first comparator. That is nothing but voltage divider rule we are going to apply here. 3 resistors are there. I want what is the voltage across this with respect to ground. So it will be 2/3 VCC. 2/3 VCC. Next, similarly, second comparator, one input is from the resistor network, that is what is the voltage across this resistor, that is 1/3 VCC, and one more input it is from the trigger. Trigger is nothing but the external input we are applying. The range of this trigger, it may vary from 0 to VCC. VCC will be 5 volt. Will be 5 volt for 555 timer. Okay. Now let us see the how it is acting as a monostable. So apart from this 555 timer, it is making use of one resistor and one capacitor. Okay, and apart from that, it is consisting of one diode and the resistor, which is acting as a wave shaping circuit. In the sense, to avoid the false triggering. Means here we are applying the triggering input for the second pin. This triggering, when I consider pulse, it may consist of 2 types of triggering, positive triggering and the negative triggering. Here we will be considering the negative triggering of the pulse. But what happens when it reaches the positive triggering? Suppose if we get any output, false output, in order to avoid that, this wave shaping circuit is included here, that is diode and the resistor. And 4th pin and 8th pin. See, 4th pin, as I told here, it is a reset pin. Whenever this pin is not in use, it should be given to VCC. So 8th pin is VCC, 4th pin is shorted to 8 and it is given to VCC. And in between 4th pin and the 7th pin, see 4th pin and the 7th pin, we are making use of this resistor RE, means it is an external resistor apart from this 555 time. And then one capacitor is used, that is at the 6th terminal. I mean 7 and 6 it is shorted, 7 and 6 is shorted, and this 6th pin, I mean the 7th pin, it is shorted, capacitor is connected to that pin and then it is been ground. So this capacitor, it charges and discharges. So let us see the operation now. What is going to happen? So the operation is something like this. Initially, as I told, monostable means one stable state, output as low. So initially, output which will remain low means your circuit is stable under one state, low state. That is your transistor Q1. That is nothing but this transistor. This transistor, if output, this is low means the inverter output stage, input to the output stage will be 1. Right? So if this is 1, your transistor it is going to conduct. Right? This transistor is going to conduct. So the capacitor will be shorted. If this is conducting means the capacitor it will be shorted to your ground. It is not going to charge. It will be shorted to your ground. If this transistor is on, this capacitor will be shorted to ground. Now, when you apply the trigger here, what happens? At one time, it may cross. See, as I told, this may trigger input. It will be having voltage from 0 to VCC. So, when it crosses 1/3 VCC, what happens? This output will go high. Okay, means what we are going to get if compared to 2, if it is 1, what is going to happen? This Q1 it will be off, in the sense your Q bar flip flop we are taking the complementary output, that is Q bar we are taking. Q bar is 0 means Q will be 1. That indicates that Q is 1 means your S, that is this will be S, this will be R. If S is 1, Q will be 1, Q bar will be 0. If Q bar is 0, your Q1 transistor it will be off. If this is off, what is going to happen? The capacitor starts charging. So that is what happens here. When you apply the negative trigger, your Q1 transistor, it will be off, which releases the short circuit across C and drives the output high. Now, C starts charging up towards VCC through RA. So this capacitor charges, this will be off, the capacitor charges directly, so through this RA. And then whenever the voltage across the capacitor, it will charge towards VCC. Whenever VC, voltage across the capacitor, reaches 2/3 VCC, your comparator 1, that is this one. See, what are the input to this comparator? One is threshold. Threshold pin is shorted to this terminal. So voltage across the C becomes 2/3 VCC, means at this pin we are having now 2/3 VCC. When these two are equal, output will be 0. When this goes beyond 2/3 VCC, output of the comparator will become high. Indicates R is 0, reset is 0. So here S is equals to 0, Q bar will become 1. That indicates that this will be on, C starts discharging and the output you are going to get it as 0. Again it comes back to 0. So the monostable, which will be having one stable state, that is output as low, when we apply the trigger, output changes from low to high again after some time. That is whenever voltage across the capacitor it reaches afterwards 2/3 VCC, here output of the multivibrator, monostable multivibrator, again it will go to low. This is what we are going to see today. That is the time during which the output remains high by applying the trigger. It will be given by TP, that is the pulse width of the output, which is equals to 1.1 times RACA, because capacitor charging, so the pulse width, it is going to be determined by the two external components RA and CA. Okay, so now we have designed to obtain TP, that is pulse width of the waveform, as 10 milliseconds. So for this we are going to get what is the value of RA, what is the value of CA. So TP is equals to 10 millisecond. We need to choose, the two unknowns are there, we need to choose capacitor value CA as 0.1 microfarad. If this is 0.1 microfarad, then what is the value of RA we are going to calculate. So RA we are going to obtain it as 90.9 kilo ohm. So we are going to choose a standard resistor of 91 kilo ohm. Okay. So and this is the output waveform we are going to obtain in the CRO. This is the external trigger. External trigger we are applying. That will range from 0 to VCC. VCC is 5 volts. So it will range from 0 to 5 volt, and the frequency we need to give the very low frequency, that is 100 Hertz. Okay, and for this, for the negative triggering, as you can observe here, arrow mark is downwards, which indicates negative triggering. For the negative triggering, the output of the monostable multivibrator changes from low to high, and it will remain for some time in the high position. After some time it will go back to 0 again. For the next negative edge, we are going to get the output waveform something like this. So here we are going to calculate what is this pulse width. So this we have designed for 10 millisecond. In the CRO also we need to obtain in and around 10 millisecond, and this is a voltage waveform across the capacitor, that is VC. So finally we are going to obtain what is the output voltage and what is the time period. And next, you see here, this is a circuit diagram. So this is a 555 timer, which is a 8-pin IC. Second pin we have connected a resistor, and so this is a wave shaping circuit, that is one resistor and the diode, and capacitor is connected. Here we are applying the trigger. See, input is written here. We are applying a trigger here, and this is the common ground terminal, and this is a 91 kilo ohm resistor, and one capacitor is there, and here we are going to check the output. This is the output. Output is connected to your CRO. We are checking the output at the CRO, and input, this is connected to your signal generator. We have kept the pulse waveform. Input is pulse, and it is of the frequency 100 Hertz. It is of the frequency 100 Hertz. And supply, we are using fixed DC power supply for your 555 timer, which is going to provide plus 5 volt to your timer. Okay. So now you see the CRO here. So the input, see here, this is the input we have given, that is a pulse of 100 Hertz. Okay, pulse of 100 Hertz, and it is varying from, see, the input voltage, it is 1 to 2.5 into 2 volt, 2.5 into 2 volt, which is nothing but 5 volt. So it is ranging from 0 to 5 volt. For this, what is the output we are obtaining? See, this is the output. See, this is a negative going trigger. For that negative going trigger, your output, which will change from low to high and will remain high, after some time again it will go back to 0. We need to calculate what is the TP, pulse width of this. Okay, so TP is nothing but, you calculate here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.2 into 2 milliseconds. 5.2 into 2 milliseconds means it is 10.4 milliseconds. We have designed for 10 milliseconds, now we are getting 10.4 milliseconds. That is what we need to obtain. So this is 10.4 milliseconds, and the output voltage also you can calculate. It is like we are getting 2.3 into 2 volt, which is nothing but 4.6 volt. So this is the explanation of monostable multivibrator. Thank you.